What's up, guys? It's Frankie here. This is the 2020 NFL Week 6 recap. We'll break down all the games that happened today. Let's start with the game that ended the latest. The Niners beat the Rams 24-16. This was a surprise. I thought with the Niners being as injury-riddled as they've been, all the stuff going on with Jimmy G, I thought that Rams were going to win this game easily. But no, the Niners pulled this out. Jimmy G looked better, and the continuing conundrum of this guy continues because I never know what I can expect. He's one of those guys that is just so inconsistent. But you know what? Credit to him today. He played well. 268 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not a good game for Jared Goff. Jared Goff looked like 2019 Jared Goff instead of 2018 Jared Goff. 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 touchdowns, but 1 pick. Again, the Niners look like there's still a lot of talent on this Niners team. I just feel like that there's just something not clicking right now. I still don't think they're going to get to the NFC Championship game or anything like that. But they reminded us here that they have a lot of talent. That there's a lot of guys on this team that can really contribute. You had Kittle score a touchdown today. Deebo Samuel as well. So yeah, they're still a very good team. 309 yards total offense. Rams, I still think the Rams are better. This is just one of those weird games for the Rams. I think the Rams will be fine, but they gotta make sure that doesn't happen again here, at least any more times here. At least this can't be a regular occurrence here. But they're still 4-2. Niners in 3-3. But again, good job by the Niners after how terrible their loss was against the Dolphins. Good to see them recover like this. And as for the Rams, again, I still expect them to be good, but we'll see how they play against the Bears on Monday, the all of a sudden hot Bears. So that was my take on that game. All right, let's get to the 1 o'clock games here. Ravens beat the Eagles. The Ravens, this was a weird win for the Ravens because 12 penalties, giving up 28 points in the second half. This was not it started off a good win for the Ravens, but yeah, there were a lot of these points in this game where you're just like, be better. Like, we know they can be better. Lamar still had a good day though. 186 passing yards, 108 rushing yards, including that long touchdown again, which you just love seeing Lamar break off one of those crazy touchdowns. But they still a lot of mistakes there for Baltimore. I still think they're great. Today was they were just not on their game today, but it's fine because they still were able to win. The Eagles are still just whatever. I will give Carson Wentz this. He fought back. He looked awful for most of this game, but he did lead them back from down 16 to try and. They did score 28 in the second half, so he looked much better in the second half. It was not enough. I'm still not a buyer in this Eagles team, but the weird thing is the Eagles are still a half game out of the NFC East. That's just showed how bad this division is, though. But credit to the Ravens there on keeping it up there. What are they now? Are they 5-1 now? I think they are. But they're 5-1. Eagles are now 4-1. Baltimore keeps it going here this season. This may have been maybe not the most surprising result of the day. I thought the Steelers would win, but I did not expect the Steelers to destroy Cleveland the way they did. I'll get back to the Browns here in just a second. Pittsburgh is awesome. Pittsburgh is just awesome. They are fantastic on offense. Claypool is really becoming a star. And the defense today, just blitzing Mayfield, shutting him down. The Browns were 1 for 12 on third down. It was just complete, total domination from Pittsburgh there. The pick six from Fitzpatrick was huge. They just right now, it's an old-fashioned Steelers team. I just love it, like a dominating defense, and that's what they have right now. That is really controlling. They're 5-0. They're one of 3 undefeated teams left. Credit to them. It's them, the Titans, and the Seahawks. The Seahawks got to bye. We'll get to the Titans in a little bit, but credit to Pittsburgh. They are just they are really rolling right now. Tomlin has these guys locked in. So good job out of them. I'm not worried about the Browns yet because I was on the Browns bandwagon last week. I'm not going to jump off it. But that was a bad performance. Mayfield is clearly hurting with those ribs. It was just one of those just bad games where I just think they just ran into a much better team than them. I think they'll be fine, but you gotta hope that Mayfield's hurt because we say a lot about Mayfield sometimes. He's another quarterback that people don't really know what to make of him. But if he's hurt, the team goes down, and they have a tough matchup against the Bengals next Sunday. Even though the Bengals are not a good team, we've seen what Joe Burrow can do. So hopefully he'll be able to recover by then. But a good win here for the Steelers as they keep it rolling. Titans Texans. This may have been the most fun game of the day. Just great seeing these teams go back and forth. Derrick Henry is just, man, I love watching this guy. We saw what he did last year. It feels like a million years ago, but what he did last year's playoffs, carrying the Titans to the AFC Championship game, he was ridiculous. The 94-yard run, broke up a 34-yard run as well, had the game-winning touchdown. 601 yards of offense for Tennessee, 30 or more points for the 4th straight week in a row. Again, this team had a COVID outbreak, and it did not stop them. It seems like they've only gotten stronger, which is weird to say, again, because considering it was a COVID outbreak. But 212 yards rushing for Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. Tennessee, again, scoring 42 points. Tannehill's been a good leader for them. So far, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns for them. Tennessee is looking really good here. Again, do I think they're the best team in the AFC? No, but like they're making a solid case right now. They're reminding us last year why they were in the AFC Championship game. They are a good, well coached, a team that plays well. For the Texans here, I will give credit how well they played for most of this game, but yeah, it just was not enough. The defense was not able to sustain it there. And again, I feel bad for Watson because he's Watson's a great quarterback too, and there's just not a good enough team around it to help him to support him in getting far into the playoffs. But brutal loss for them. They move now to 1-5 on the year. I really don't know how much to say about Falcons Vikings. Vikings bizarre team. We talked about them. Atlanta, I guess, good win too, but apparently if you want to win in the NFL, fire your coach. Texans fire their coach, they win a game, and now the Falcons fire their coach, they win a game. Go figure. That's the NFL. Bears Panthers. You know what? Chicago's good. I'm starting to take Chicago really seriously here. But you know what? They're 5-1 here. They're 5-1. I don't know if they're a great team, but they're a team that wins. They're 5-1 with Nick Foles leading them. Beating Carolina here today. They were able to get a lot of pressure on Bridgewater. He was sacked 4 times. Had to scramble 8 times for 48 yards. The Bears are the number 1 red zone defense in the league, and we saw it today, really getting Carolina there in those big spots. But yeah, credit to Chicago for being able to fight these ways. Again, and who would have thought also that the NFC North, that this division would come down to the Bears and the Packers? We thought Packers Vikings, but the Bears are making a solid case here. Now maybe once they play the Packers, they'll start to fall apart. But for now, Chicago is getting the wins they need right now against whatever opponents they have lined up in store for them. And they get the Rams. They get the reeling Rams next. Is that Monday or what's October 26th? Yeah, next Monday night. So that should be a fun game to watch there. But credit to the Bears on the win. Carolina, whatever. Felt bad for Bridgewater today, but it's not a great game from him. But yeah, Carolina is 3. They've done better than I thought, but I still don't think they're a legit contender. This may have been the biggest shocker of the day. Even though I had Denver covering, I did not think Denver would win, especially when Denver had 6 field goals. No touchdowns from Denver today, 6 field goals. I was shocked by that. But also, I think we have to realize, unlike Tennessee, and it's weird that Tennessee was better put in this position than New England was, because you just never expect New England to be underperform in any position, not to be planned for anything here, but that not practicing for 2 weeks really hurt them. This COVID outbreak really hurt them. It hurt Cam. It hurt the Patriots. This was one of the worst offensive performances we've ever seen from a Bill Belichick team. I'm not ready to panic yet, even though they are 2-3. I do think they'll be better. I do think they will improve greatly from here. I think they will. I think they'll beat San Francisco next Sunday. This was just a situation where they just could not overcome just how bad the COVID situation they had. Again, not being able to practice as much, not being coherent together as a team. I just think they were in a bad situation here. I think they'll be fine moving forward. But that was rough to watch. It was rough to see this Patriots team just look so awful on offense. Yeah, good job for Denver. They forced 3 turnovers. They had 2 weeks off. They had 3 turnovers, 4 sacks. Philip Lindsay had 100 yards. And shout out to Brandon McManus, 6 for 6 on field goals today. The MVP for the Broncos today. Also, again, as I said with every week, let's hope that there was no COVID spread. There were a lot of players that had missed these games this week because of taking positive COVID tests. But for so far, no spread. But we'll have to see throughout the week. And yeah, the NFL did test today. No one tested positive, so let's hope that keeps up here. But it's a scary thought right now going on in the NFL with all these COVID tests here. But good job for Denver getting the win. Indianapolis beats the Bengals 31-27. I still don't know what to make of Indianapolis because Philip Rivers looked fantastic today. But the schedule will get tougher for them here going forward. Even though they have to play the Lions, who I don't know. Again, I don't know what to make of the Lions here, but 6 of the next final 10 games are against teams with winning record, including 4 teams that went to Sunday undefeated. But good win for Indianapolis there. I still don't know what to expect of them because it's just Philip Rivers. There's a lot of problems around the team, but they have an above 500 record. They're 4-2, so maybe I need to start looking into it here. Cincinnati just unfortunately not one of their days here for the Bengals, but whatever. I'm still a believer in Burrow, but it's just again the team is not great. At least they covered the spread though. Lions, Jaguars, whatever. Both teams are bad. Detroit gets the win. Great, fine. Giants, Washington. I would have nothing to say except that this is a team that I watch. I'm glad the Giants finally got a win, but that was about as ugly a win as you can get. They had to beat somebody. They only beat Washington because they were a team that was the only team that they played so far that they were better than. But good that they won, but I still don't expect that. But here's the thing: if they play the Eagles on Thursday, if they beat the Eagles, they'll be in contention for the NFC East. That division, the worst in football, far and away. Again, send that division to the other side of the planet. I do not want to stare at this division any longer. It is hell watching these teams play every Sunday. But good win for the Giants there. They won 2019. Miami Jets, another game that stunk. Fire Adam Gase, please. Please. The Jets are the only winless team. Please, Jets, if you're watching this, please, for the love of God, fire Adam Gase. Send him on his merry way. Leave him. Just send him put him like by the side of the road. Make it be like the Hulk series where he's just sent by the side of the road. Wasn't that the intro of Hulk? I can't remember. Whatever. Jets are garbage. Trevor Lawrence, please save us. Dolphins win, but it was nice seeing two out there for a little bit. But I still don't know what that means going forward. And then finally, Bucs Packers. This was also another big surprise here today. I thought Green Bay would win, but to see Tampa smoke Green Bay like that, the pick six was obviously a huge turning point. It was good seeing Gronk out there score a touchdown. That was cool to see. First touchdown of the season for him. But again, Tampa put on good points. Brady is not the same Brady. We know that. He's a little bit behind right now in terms of his offensive game. But you know what? You can still get some good. You can still get some good points. You can still get some good offensive games out of Brady. And we saw a fine game today. He's still threw for under 200 yards. But it was a nice game. He does have a nice running game to help him out. Ronald Jones, 113 yards today. Brady was 17 for 27, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gronk was the leading receiver today, which makes me happy. I do like Gronk. I'm happy to see him do as well as he did today. Maybe if Gronk could get going here, there could be something here with Tampa. Tampa, again, has a lot of talent. Again, Green Bay, this is a whole week of this team lost, but I'm not ready to give up on them. Same thing with Green Bay. I'm not ready to give up on them yet. They were fantastic for the first 4 weeks. Bad game, absolutely, but I guess everybody's entitled to have one. I still expect them to be fine coming up here, but it was a bad loss. It was a bad loss there again. I mean, we were all looking forward to Brady Rodgers, and it kind of just laid a night. The coolest part about the Brady Rodgers game was the Die Hard ad, which, by the way, on the Die Hard ad, I don't know how many of you saw it. On the Die Hard ad, two things. One, how did they not come up with that earlier? Die Hard batteries, Die Hard Bruce Willis, one. And number two, how was that not a Super Bowl ad? Like, did they just not think, oh wait, there's probably not gonna be a Super Bowl this year, so let's just film this commercial anyway? Because that was such a great commercial. I was like, yes, Die Hard. John McClane, he's climbing through ventilators again. Like, that's awesome. Bruce Willis almost acting like he cares, which is amazing to think. Bruce Willis in any form acting like he cares is cool these days. So yeah, that was the coolest part of the game. Good job for the Bucs winning that game. Overall, fun week 6. We're now a third of the way through the season, and we still have 2 more Monday night games here. The Chiefs-Bills, which was the Thursday night game, but got moved to Monday because of COVID and stuff like that. That game will be at 5 o'clock on Fox. And then the Cardinals-Cowboys, that's the Monday night game on ESPN. That will be at 8 o'clock. We'll have reactions to both of those games tomorrow. That's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow to recap both of those games. Have a good night. God bless.